Okay, hello everyone and welcome back to Dead Island Riptide. We've just completed the prologue and we're here in Chapter 1. We're on Pearl Sands. There's the wreck of the HMAS Avenger, and you will notice that at least for now there are no zombies on the beach, and that's because zombies don't actually start spawning here until zombies don't actually start spawning on the beach until you do more of the main quest. So technically you could avoid having zombies on the beach for a long while so long as you don't progress the main quest. However, that's kind of limited and difficult in how much you could do. So as much fun as it would be to have a zombie free Pearl Sands for the longest time, that's not always going to be the case. Here's Harlow. We're going to get acquainted with her and Wayne.
You need to get patched up.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing some of her, but also not some of her as we go along. And Wayne, I want you guys to get really attached to Wayne, alright? Wayne's going to be the best of guys. We're going to get really attached to him. We're going to be really invested in him. Yeah, we're going to really love Wayne. Yeah, trust me guys. Wayne comes out alright. But anyway, so yeah, Pearl Sands, what do we got here? Well, we got the two sisters down there. They're basically a group of waterfalls. We have dead bodies on the beach, and we have various things to loot, which I could do, get some mod items, get some early mod items. It's always a good idea to do. Got these sorts of things down here. Now, at the end here, we have a dead zone. It's a dead zone, but not a dead zone. It technically is a dead zone because I think it has a load screen. So it's a fully fledged proper dead zone. Yeah, there you go. You can see the portal on the minimap. Yeah, it leads to Sandy Cave. There's no boss zombie in there though. What Riptide introduced was boss zombies. And they're basically named zombies that appear in random dead zones across the map. Depending on how bored I get with Riptide, I might do all of them. I might not. I might show you guys them all. I might not. When it comes down to it, there's a small pool of dead zones which you can go and loot and go through. However, they don't really change all too much. They're set, and all that really changes is the zombies that are in there and what boss zombie you encounter, who only spawns once. Once you kill him, that's it. If we come down here, we're at Twin Sisters, or Two Sisters rather, and there are actually zombies here, namely this guy. There he is. So yeah, there is this guy here, and I can't head stomp him unfortunately, but I do have this knife which I can use to do that. But yeah, because Harlow and Wayne are there, the zombies here, what you can do is lure the zombie over to them, and they will fight. It takes a long while for anything to happen. And I honestly don't know who wins out of the scenario, whether it's Harlow or the zombie. Given enough time, maybe something will happen. One of them will die, and I don't know what happens if Harlow dies, if she dies. But yeah, that's just something to note. As for what's over here in Two Sisters, really nothing of note. There's a pathway up here which leads towards Paradise. As you can see here, if we climb up this rope vine, it leads us up to Paradise, or at least up to a path which will then lead us to Paradise. However, yeah, there's nothing really over here. I think there's a metal chest somewhere at Two Sisters, but I can't remember where. And what Riptide introduced is it introduced not easily respawnable metal chests, which is something the Definitive Edition kept. And what I mean by that is if you loot, in the previous game you saw us going around and looting every single metal chest I found and taking whatever weapon was in there, whether it was good or bad, because I could sell it. Riptide changed this. You can't just do that now. Basically, if you open a metal chest and you take what's in there, it will not respawn for a certain amount of time, and I have absolutely no clue what timer it's on. I don't know whether it's on a gameplay timer in terms of like how long you've been in the game for, or whether it's on like a set timer for a certain amount of time, regardless of how much you've done in the game. I honestly do not know. But yeah, that's an annoying thing that Riptide did with Metal Chest, because it meant that it's not as easy. It's not as easy to get good weapons now. You basically have to choose about whether you want cash quickly by taking what's ever in the chest and waiting for the respawn timer, or whether you leave what's in the metal chest and try and come back at a later date to get something better. What I'm going to do now, though, is I'm going to drop down here. They're dead, okay. Yeah, I'm going to drop down here. We're going to take this recording.
My name is Angela Guerra. My husband Paul and I are Peace Corps volunteers. We've been in Palanai, working in a small village in the eastern highlands that had no electricity or phones. It has been an amazing time, and they taught us so much more than what we taught them. But after 2 years, we'll soon be on our way home. Unfortunately, a strange illness has swept through the village, and that may delay our departure. The symptoms come on suddenly, and the sufferer is stricken almost immediately. That's why I'm recording this, to document what is happening here. My husband has been down with whatever this illness is since last night. He's dizzy, he's feverish. I'm really starting to worry. Paul? Are you alright? Why are you looking at me like that?
And so begins the tale of Angela Guerra. So, Angela's recordings are basically the... yeah, I don't want this. Angela's recordings are basically Roger Howard's recordings 2.0. They're one of the 2 audio recording diaries in that we can collect here in Riptide. This and John Morgan's diary, which tells the story of John Morgan and how he came to be on the boat with the rest of us. Go on. Yeah. But yeah, basically, it's one of the 2 audio recording collectibles that we can get. That first one's there. It's easy to miss if you don't know it's there. However, at the same time, if you do know it's there, it's very easy to get, because you can get it on your way up from Pearl Sands. But here we go. We're going to be introduced to one of the new mechanics of the game, which is siege event missions, or siege defense missions. I think the wiki has them down as siege events, but siege defenses work perfectly fine as well. And it's basically you and your group of survivors defend your base from zombies. And this knife really is pretty terrible. Yep, this knife is not cutting it. Get away. Yep. Okay. At least it's going to get up our sharp weapons proficiency. But yeah, this is not very good. I'm just going to yeet that into you and be done with it. And you know what? I'm just going to use my barbecue blade since I can. Oh, come on, I didn't want to do that. You know I didn't. Anyway, yeah, we need to start saving these guys, because, as you will see, these guys have all got little health circles around them, which will go down the longer we leave them. But basically what those health circles mean is that they've got zombies on them, and we need to get them off. Because if we don't, if we take too long rather, they will die and we'll have to restart the mission from the checkpoint. So yeah, we just need to do that. Kill you. You're already dead. Somebody's up here. That's not what I meant to do. As you saw, I was spamming F, and yeah, I just jumped. Okay, you're dead. And oh, that's everyone dead as well. Good. So there's Trevor.
Those monsters nearly got me.
Yeah, about that. Can we climb? Yes we can, because I want to climb because up here we have got some flare gun ammo, and flare gun ammo is going to be very useful in a minute. Yoink, 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 yoink. We'll take that as well, because weapons that are out on the ground, like that brass knuckles, will constantly respawn, so we don't have to worry about taking them and having them not respawn. We can take them as much as we want, and that's perfectly fine. It's only weapons and metal chests that's the issue, so yeah, we've got to be real careful with that. Here we go.
My name is John Morgan, and I'm a sergeant in the ADF. My squad and I were mobilised last night as part of the 2nd Battalion. We made an amphibious landing south of Wisdom Bay, and are now preparing to hike into the jungle. While we aren't taking the highway, the brass won't say. Something big is going on, but the powers that be are keeping it rather mysterious. Our immediate superiors claim we're here to supply humanitarian aid, but then why are we so heavily armed? I'm making this audio diary not in any official capacity, but for my family, in the event that, for whatever reason, I do not make it out in one piece. I'm probably being overly dramatic, and I see no reason why I wouldn't survive this operation, but there's something about all this that just isn't sitting right with me. Alright, looks like we're heading out. Grab your gear, Johnson. Let's go, Miller. Yes, sir. Moving out.
And there we go. I just need to check something real quick. Subtitles are on. Okay, I guess that just doesn't have subtitles. But anyway, yeah, so John Morgan's diary is the second of the two audio journal recording collectible things that I mentioned we can collect. That's not clipped into the ground, never mind. Yeah, it's the story of John Morgan, and he's going to learn firsthand exactly what the brass hats are trying to cover up by not telling them about the zombies on Palanai. But yeah, we're going to be looking out for them. The first one, as you saw, was up there. We're just going to come up here though, and we're going to repair the barbecue blade because we can. And we might as well, it's our best weapon for right now. I'm going to come down here though, yoink all of the flare gun ammo, because the flare gun's going to be our best friend when it comes to there you go, sell that. When it comes to firearms, that's going to be our best friend. We're going to equip that brass knuckle as well, because we can. Oh, we can't get in there. Okay, never mind, we'll talk to Trevor.
Jesus, I thought we were goners. Where the hell did you come from?
Wash up down on the beach. Listen, we gotta do something about that motherfucking bridge. Them things gonna keep using it to attack us.
You're not telling me anything I don't know. The bridge is our bloody weak spot. We've got some fences. Maybe securing the other entrances will slow them down. But I need you to put them up. Can you lend a hand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Grab the rolled fences and put them up in the designated spots.
Before we do that though, I'm going to take you guys over here to a separate part of Paradise Survival Camp, and we're going to collect something very useful to us. This staff. Staff is great. Yeah, I always love a staff, especially Sam B with his blunt weapon skills. There's no metal chest over here. I thought, oh no, never mind, there is. Reliable cane knife. No. No, I'm not going to say that yet. I'm going to wait until we find purple and legendary weapons in those metal chests before I take them, because that's what we have to do in Riptide, unfortunately. Riptide has forced our hand. If we want to get things out of metal chests, they better be bloody good. But yeah, this is basically the intro to the siege defense missions, where we are taught the basics of how these missions work. Missions work, where basically there's these rolls of metal wire, if I can talk properly. There's these rolls of metal wire which we can pick up and put over various entrances, and they will slow down the zombies. We do get a side quest. To make them better by electrifying them, which will both damage the zombies and stop them from tearing them down as quickly. But they're basically just a stopgap measure which will slow down the zombies. That's pretty much how it goes. I'm going to equip the staff up here because that's what I like to do with the staff, and we're going to have that here. And there you go. Zoe's telling me that they're coming. Here we go. Thank you, Zoe. But yeah, when you don't have a firearm, having them stopped at the gate fences is all well and good, but you can't really get to them. We can get to you though. Thank you. And yeah, they're basically going to start tearing down the fences, and we can kind of hit. No, we can't hit them. They are quite literally just a stopgap measure. They are quite literally slow them down. They're not really meant for any other capacity. Luckily, because this is the intro to the Horde defense mission, there's not many zombies here. As you can see up the top middle, Horde strength is telling us how many zombies are left, or roughly at least. It's a rough designation of how many zombies are left. Punch, and never mind, we're out of stamina. So yeah, it's a rough approximation of how many zombies are left in the Horde that you're going to have to try and deal with, so thank you, Zoe. Oh, I'm out of stamina again. Yeah, Riptide really did nerf the stamina amounts of the heroes, and also I believe their health as well, which is kind of annoying. It makes the game a bit more difficult, but at least this walker isn't doing anything. Just letting Robert attack them, which is very nice. And we can now talk to Trevor. Trevor, me old pal, old friend.
Oh. Struth. I was hoping it wouldn't come to that, but they would have overrun us. The fences are working, but you were right about the bridge. We need to blow it. It's too dangerous. Take this flare gun and use it to ignite the barrels by the bridge.
Thank you, Trevor. And we have got all of that flare gun ammo, so we can use that right now. Never mind, I missed. There you go. I'll do it. And that other infected's on fire. Never mind, no he isn't, so I'm reloading. Just gonna do that. Yeah, that got you. Oh, okay. I was wondering, why are my controls locked up? That's because it's a cutscene.
I heard the explosion. You blew the damn bridge? Was that really necessary?
Oh, thank God you survived.
Yeah, now I owe you something, motherfucker.
Get up, you son of a bitch.
Whoa, whoa,
I owe you
whoa.
something too.
Apparently you've all met.
I know what it looks like, but I swear to God, I meant you no harm. That operation was out of my hands. It was Serpo.
So who was he?
He works for a private concern. His superiors own my superiors, and they're the ones calling the shots. I'm sorry for what they did to you, but there's no way that he...
What exactly are they doing here, Colonel?
The rumour is they're trying to weaponise this plague for use as a bioweapon. Being immune, my guess is your blood is essential for their research.
You knew this, yet you did nothing to stop them.
I'm a soldier. I follow orders.
Well, soldier, here's an order for you. Go fuck yourself.
Just listen to me. I can help you. There's a military outpost in Henderson, and I know the commanding officer. They have food, water, weapons, and a way up this bloody island.
Last time we trusted the army, they threw us in a cage.
Look, I understand how you feel, but we don't have much time here. This island, it's about to be nuked.
Nuked? Yeah, we heard that same story on Benor. You know, bombs fell there.
You sure about that?
This would explain all the air traffic recently. Choppers flying out with equipment crates.
That's right. They have to cover up what they've done here. And once they're through evacuating the island...
They dropping a bomb?
Listen, I trust this asshole about as far as I can throw him. But if what he's saying is true,
We
should
need
hear
to
him
get
out.
off this goddamn island. Fuck me, man.
So, Henderson it is then.
If that's the case, then we're all coming with you.
All right then. Let's move. Only 5 of us are immune, so some of us should stay and defend the camp while the rest scout for a way out of here.
Good. Let's get to it.
All right, Colonel. But if you're lying to us, God help you, because we sure won't.
Poor old Hardy, just trying to follow what he's told to do. But yeah, so now, the fun thing about Riptide is... Oh, the nailed mod is right here, that's the fun thing about Riptide. But yeah, anyway, the fun thing about Riptide is that the other heroes, we never saw them outside of cutscenes in the in Dead Island. But now, here they are. There's Yarn right there. We have John, he's right there. Perna's over there. We have Logan, I think, over here. Yeah, there he is. And then Sam B, I think, takes the place of whatever hero you're playing as, I'd imagine. So if I was playing as Logan, Sam B would be there, and obviously I'd be here as Logan. But we do have a skill point, which we are going to take. And the fun thing about this is, if we go here to Harlow, she's listed as not immune. Take note of that, because I'm pretty sure that changes later. But I could be wrong. Could be wrong about that. Anyway, that's spoilers. I'm getting into spoilers right then. But yeah, we're here. We can take the nail gun. Yeah, Trevor mentions he used to run a lighthouse. I don't know whether that's the one on Palanai or not, but anyway. Something to note, or something fun to note, is that no legendary weapons exist in the game, and by that I mean no named legendary weapons. So you can say goodbye to your Eviscerator, your Gabriel Sledgehammer, your Zed's Demise, your Italian Plumber, your Assassin's Greed. None of those exist in the game. 5 of them do, but they don't exist as legendary weapons. As I just collect all of this stuff. Oh, and this postcard from Palanai. Yeah, one of them does exist, or 5 of them do exist. They spawn in certain locations, and they spawn as white common rarity weapons. And if you saw the name that flashed up there, you'll know this is one of them. This is the Tijuana Machete. If you remember, we get this in Dead Island as a side quest reward for... I can't remember what. Possibly Where Is My Pineapple, but I honestly can't remember from that. I think it's Where Is My Pineapple. But yeah, anyway, we get that from that quest reward, and it is a legendary machete. Here, however, it is a white common rarity machete. It will always spawn there, and it will always have some sort of prefix to it. It will always have weak or spiteful or something to it. The best prefix you can get for it is spiteful, so we're going to be on the lookout for getting a spiteful version of all of the named legendary weapons. However, yeah, that's not always the case. And before I end off this episode here, I'll take all of the quests available in the next episode. But yeah, you now have these team quests, and team members influence energy of team members in combat. Basically, it just means they fight better, they do more damage, they're better at defending themselves. And for the immune and things, for the immune, they have levels to increase their weapon level, which will increase their damage and blah blah blah. They'll get modded weapons, etc, etc. The merchants, for example, Wayne, Trevor, Zoe, their upgrades will increase their shop level, and what that means is it will give them better things to sell. So Trevor right now, he's selling this stuff, which isn't bad. You know, this golf club's pretty good. He's got some pretty good weapons here. The Heavy Morning Star, for example, that's all very nice. However, by leveling him up, he'll start to sell rarer weapons. He'll start selling purple, very rare, and even orange legendary weapons, which is a good source of getting legendary weapons, which we will need and we will be aiming to do, which does involve, unfortunately, going into dead zones, which I don't particularly want to do, but we need the stuff that's in there. But yeah, basically, by leveling them up, they get better stuff in their shop, which will give you a better chance of survival. It also gives them discounts, so it makes them... I was trying to access your shop, but... yeah. I can do that. I can do that.
Cables are in a shack not far from here, and the batteries are at a camping site.
So yeah, I was actually trying to access your shop. Yeah, there you go, she sells this stuff. And if we level her up, she will start to sell better stuff, such as pistols and whatnot. But anyway, yeah, that's how the team quests work. We'll be taking those next episode along with all the side quests and the main quest, and we'll be continuing on from there. And I will explain things as we go. Riptide has got a bunch of new additions and things. If I remember, Yeah, there you go. All firearms now have a melee button, as you can see. We can melee with the flare gun, and it basically pushes back the zombie to allow you some time to reload. Not as useful for the flare gun because it does have a slow reload, but for something like a pistol or a rifle, having this melee, incredibly useful. At least I would imagine. I always forget to use it. But yeah, people who don't forget to use it probably find it incredibly useful. But yeah, it doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's a nice little thing to have. So yeah, that is it for this episode of Riptide. We've managed to save Paradise Survival Camp. We can't get up there, unfortunately. Bit of a shame, but anyway. But yeah, we've had some new mechanics introduced, and yeah, I will thank you all for watching. The radio's not on. That's unfortunate. Maybe next episode it will be, but I'll show you something with the radio, which is pretty fun. And yeah, I will thank you for watching, and goodbye.